Hi everyone and welcome to my video. This is Rachel and today I am using the April Kitaholic Kits to create a layout which is based on the sketch challenge which we have every month over in the Kitaholic Kits exclusive members forum. And that is my first apology. I have got my tablet sitting on my desk to view the sketch, and I didn't realize that it made my camera or my phone camera adjust to the light. So you will notice a few different light settings or lighting changes throughout this video, and I think it's because of that tablet, because when the tablet goes dark the lighting seems much brighter. So anyway, moving on. What I've got here is I've got my white cardstock from my stash and that beautiful floral paper from the Wildflower collection from Kaiser, and that's what I'm using. What I have just done is I've trimmed down my white cardstock. I think I've taken about 1 centimetre off each side, and now I'm going to hollow out this paper and use that as a border mat for my white cardstock. Now I do edit this out a bit because I do make a bit of a mistake and it doesn't go on straight, and then I try and take it off and it sort of crinkles a little bit, and I wasn't 100% happy with it, but it is what it is. You got to move on. So then I decide, well, I don't decide, following the sketch, which I will put up on the screen now. There is some squares, so I decide I'm going to use that same piece of paper and I'm going to cut my squares, and I'm going to use both sides. So I'm going to use the floral side and the opposite side, which is a beautiful stripe. So I'm just cutting those up using my paper trimmer, and I'm still getting used to using my paper trimmer, so my steel ruler does sneak in a little bit just to sort of help me get my dimensions. And then once that's done, I'm going to start positioning them on the page. So I'm happy with the squares where they are now. I have tried to pull out the floral pieces with more of the green in them, and then I decide I'm going to flip some of the stripy pieces so that some are going vertically and some are going horizontally. It is a sketch with 2 photos, so I've pulled out 2 wedding photos, and this range, or these colours in this range, match these photos beautifully. I am actually really happy with how this turned out. I wasn't too sure when I saw the sketch, but 100% happy with the way that it turned out. So I just used a grey lead and marked where I want my photos to go, and now I'm going to use my double-sided tape and get those squares adhered down to my background. And I do edit this out because basically they end up exactly where they were laid out. You don't need to see me putting the double-sided tape on, fighting with it and pulling it off. So here we go. So they're all stuck down. I'm just sticking down the last one down in the corner there, and I'm really happy with that. So bringing my photos back in. Here we go, the light's really good, and then I turn my tablet back on and it sort of dims again. So sorry about that. I know now for next time not to do that. I will print out the sketch. So now I'm just flipping through the ephemera pieces, which I've got off to my right there. So in that plate I have the Wildflowers ephemera from Kaisercraft and the Chasing Dreams ephemera by Maggie Holmes at Crepe Paper. And I'm just flipping through and seeing what I like, trying things on the page and following the sketch. So I pull out that floral piece there and I really like that. I have been hoarding the florals, so I put that down there and I love it. And then I find this little black square which has some sort of scripty font on it, and that says just a snippet of today. And I thought, oh, that's really good, that's really nice. And then there's another sort of square that I'm playing with now, and I really like that one too, and I try that down in the corner, and that one says you are altogether lovely, and I really like that sentiment as well. So I try that down there for a minute, but eventually I will end up going back with the first one, which is the just a snippet of today. I'm still flipping through, seeing what else I can bring in, following along with the sketch, and I find this doily, and I reckon, well, I feel like this matches the sketch, so I pop that under the side there, and then I decide I'm going to cut it in half and place half on the left side and half on the right side, and that stays there for a while, but it doesn't make it onto the final sort of layout, just letting you know. Okay, so you can see there I've changed that floral, and I brought in that perfect, and that is going to make part of my title. So now I'm going to back my paper, and I was going to just use white, back my photos, sorry. I was going to just use white paper, but it was sort of a lot grayer than the white cardstock I used. So I found this sort of black design in my stash, which is from a previous kit, and it's just a scrap. And I just do a really, really thin photo mat around the two photos, just on the one piece. And then I put the doily, I do adhere the doily down, and I back that all on craft foam to lift it up, because everything at the moment is very flat to the page. So I put it on my craft foam and I flip it over, and that's when I realise the doilies just don't look right. And so I start to fiddle with them, and I'm thinking in my mind here that I'm going to take them off and I'm going to adhere them flat to the page. But then I do change my mind, and I just think, I think it looks cleaner and tidier without them. Even though I feel they fit the sketch, I just wasn't happy with them there. So I do get rid of them, and I do rip them in the process, and they're probably, I think I've saved them, but I probably think that they're beyond reusing. So as I said before, I've got that perfect word and I am going to use that as part of my title. And I've just gone through my thickers and I found some black foam thickers, and I believe they are an Amy Tan collection, and they have the word today in them, which doesn't really suit. So I cut off the T and the O and I just used day, and the title will be Perfect Day, as I believe everybody's wedding day is. Even if things don't go perfect on the day, when you think back, it is your perfect day. So that is my title. So I'll bring in I'm just trimming it up so it doesn't look like I've cut it off another word, and I'll just adhere that straight down to that in that little white space there, and then I will go ahead and adhere down the photo, which is already backed with the craft foam, and I will continue on. Now that I've done that, I've realised that I'm almost forgetting one major piece, and that is the long strip across the top of the photos as per the sketch. Now this bit that I am using, it is a branding strip, and it is very similar to the floral but on a black background, so as opposed to the white background in the papers that I've used. And it says at the very end, "My heart is full thanks to you." So again, perfect for a wedding layout, and I just go ahead and I run that straight across the page from edge to edge. I did think about trimming it and just running it the length of the white cardstock, but I thought it was quite striking and I liked that it overlapped and went right to the edge of both papers. It is dark and it does look a bit strange when I'm looking at it here on the camera, but when I look at it in person, I really love it. I pull in an outlined black heart from that thickers pack and I am pretty much done. Oh no, sorry, one last thing. It did call for some journaling on the sketch. I don't journal, so I pulled in some black and gold phrase stickers from a previous kit, and I just add 3 of those under the title. They say, "You and me, always together, our lives here." And that's it done. Please stay around for the close-ups. Head over to the Kitaholic Kits Facebook page if you want any information, and I'll see you next time. Bye!